I'm in big trouble. I'm going to Spain to the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship in less than 1 month. And the problem is that the maximum time for doing a 500-piece puzzle is 90 minutes. But guess how many 500-piece puzzles I have done in under 90 minutes on the first try? And yep, you're right. 0. So yeah, it's about time to get really serious with practicing. So let's see if I will succeed for the first time ever when I try a method that I have never wanted to try before. I admit that I haven't taken speed practicing that seriously because I don't care about winning. I just want to meet all the people. But now that I think about it, I realize that it would be quite lovely to finish the puzzle in time, or at least to have even a chance to finish the puzzle in time. My fastest time with the 500-piece puzzle is still 1 hour and 39 minutes, even though I have done 27 different 500-piece puzzles during these last 8 months. And out of those 27 different puzzles, I have done only 5 puzzles in less than 2 hours. The puzzles were Vintage Cookbooks, Maritime Flair, Kitchen in a Cup, Coppelia, and Cute Dogs in the Garden. My strength as a speed puzzler is the same as my weakness, patience, so I can happily sit with the puzzle for hours without taking any breaks in the middle. This is a problem with the last pieces, because when I have done all the easy parts, my puzzling slows down tremendously, and then I notice myself thinking that there's no need to get stressed, because I don't care if I don't get a good time. So I'll just take my time with these last pieces. Like, excuse me? Even if the Vesna with the last pieces doesn't care, I actually do care. But how to get those last pieces in place fast? My first thought was to sort the pieces by shape, but for some reason I haven't really gotten myself to do that. And if I can get myself to sort the pieces, I just throw them in piles. This is a problem, because if I don't immediately find the right piece, I think that it must be in some other pile, and then I try to find another piece, but if I don't immediately find it, again I think that it must be in some other pile, and so on and so forth. And the result is that I hardly get any pieces anywhere. But if I would lay down the pieces neatly, like everyone else does, I would be sure that the piece I'm looking for is among the right pieces, so then I would make some progress. So when I get stuck, I definitely have to get myself to sort the pieces by shape, neatly. But then I got some interesting advice from Emilia from the channel Puzzle with Emilia. So she has really good videos about how to practice speed puzzling, and she's also going to be a commentator for the live stream at the Worlds. In her video, Emilia said that people who don't look at the reference image that much will probably struggle more with the last pieces because they are not that familiar with the image. And yes, I'm definitely one of those people who don't like to look at the image. I feel like if I do look at the image, I get more overwhelmed and I feel like I'm wasting my time. And when I commented on Emilia's video, she replied to me with an interesting suggestion. Without trying to be fast, I should try build as I sort method. And yes, that's the same method that Donna Louise over at For the Love of Puzzles uses quite a lot, and which just blows my mind. Like, how can people do that? How is it even possible? I just don't get it at all. It's like magic to me. So I really wouldn't want to try the build as I sort method, but I must admit that I am curious to see how it feels if I really concentrate on it. And it does make sense to try something that I'm super bad at. So maybe it would balance things out a little bit. I thought I would jump straight to the deep end, so I'm going to try to do this 500-piece Schmidt puzzle. And I was thinking that this bottom part is very full of details, so it might be quite good for this method. And then the upper part, not so much. But yeah, I will try and see how much I will hate this. I have never done a Schmidt puzzle before, so this is really exciting. Oh, these pieces look so little. Okay, so here are the pieces, and these look really nice. But I can mainly see only standard pieces by now. Oh, here's one other shape as well. Interesting. Emilia said that I should just take randomly one piece at a time and then just see this image and where it goes, and I'm wondering if I already got this place figured out. This might be quite fun actually. Interesting. Yeah, and she also said that I shouldn't try to do this fast, but I will use my timer just because I'm a curious human being. So yeah, let's start. Okay, so where was it again? Okay, so here somewhere. And one thing that I don't understand in this method is that how can you know exactly the place? Like here, if you find it here, then how how can you know where it goes? Because when I look at those time lapses, they seem like they just kind of add pieces in there and they don't move around the pieces at all. So yeah, I really don't understand. But so far this is quite fun. I approve. I can maybe do this and now I'm stuck. Oh, it's that monkey there. Okay, so there are the feet. Oh, okay. It went straight there. Oh, this is quite fun. Okay, so thoughts after 15 minutes. First of all, I don't feel tortured. I actually think this is quite fun and this is a very interesting image. However, I do have that problem that I kind of anticipated that I would have. So for example, this piece, I have carefully checked where it goes. It's like this part here, or was it? No, it's this part here, and this is exactly what I mean. That I think you just cannot do this, at least with this kind of image here on top, because you cannot remember where the place is, so then you kind of have to check again so that you know where to put a similar piece like this. So is it on this side or here on top of it or something? So that's why I really don't understand this method, but just for practicing, I will just do this and try to enjoy it. Okay, some thoughts after 1 hour and 29 minutes. Well, first of all, this is much quicker than I had thought. I thought it would take forever to look at this image, but actually it's going quite well, and I would have been much faster if I hadn't looked at these 3 pieces, and of course I have already forgotten what all of these are in here, so this was totally waste of time, but otherwise this is actually quite useful. Also, you can see that I have given up on the sky entirely, so I'll just put it together for last. And also these 3 pieces, these are like all the pieces that I just have given up on, and these are all the pieces that are still left. So not that much anymore. So yeah, I'm really surprised. And oh yes, and I didn't believe that puzzling could be any more satisfying, but after looking at this image, searching where this specific piece would go, and then putting it in place so that it connects with everything. I mean, this is just a whole new level of satisfying. This is so much fun, I have to say. Oh yay, I finally figured out this part here, because it cannot be right, and I was thinking like what I have done wrong. But of course, it's this piece here. So it goes here. I really like these pieces, but they are super crumbly. So, but otherwise these are really nice, perfect pieces. But yeah, some difficulties. But yeah, now it looks good. Yay! This is now the part where I start to struggle, and I'm thinking I could sort these, and also oh, I want to stop the timer. So I will sort the pieces by shape, and I will also use the box cover to find the right places. So we'll see how fast I'll get the last pieces in. Oh wow, I didn't realize that all the pieces are standard shapes, except this one piece is different. But so I guess I'll just look at the box then. I have to say that this was a really fun puzzle. There were so many details. There are 4 people, but I don't know if you can really see them. But so many animals, lots of birds, even some guinea pigs and a monkey. But there were quite many dead fish. At least I think they are dead. And I don't really know what is this painting about. Like, this is called the 4 elements, but what are these, all of these things here? Is one of these a knight, and he has taken his armor off? And why? And why 4 elements? Like, maybe the birds are the air, and then the animals and these cabbages and stuff, flowers, are the earth. And then this, I think, is fire, but I wouldn't be that relaxed if I had fire on my hand. And of course then water here, but I don't really know. I was so surprised at the end when I noticed that most of these pieces are standard shapes, and I really didn't notice that at all when I was doing this puzzle. So yeah, there are so few of these other shapes, but I didn't have any idea. Only at the end I noticed that. I can mainly see only standard pieces by now. Oh wow, that was surprisingly fun. And I'm also surprised that I was even able to do it, because I was so sure that I would just be staring at this image for hours and not find anything. But I was able to find even some parts of these trees, so that was so cool. But then I kind of gave up with this sky and the darker parts of the trees. But still, I'm so happy. And I don't know if I did this correctly. Like, should I have put also those sky pieces and tree pieces, even though I don't know how, but maybe others can do that. I don't know. So if you're using this method, do you usually do these kind of parts as well? And just as I assumed, I had some instances when I had carefully looked, okay, this piece goes here, and then when I'm putting another piece down, I don't remember anymore, okay, what's this piece right here, what is it? And then I checked that piece again. Like, that's very efficient. So that's one reason why I don't really understand this method, but it was fun nevertheless. My space was quite small here. I didn't really think about it, but now I remember that usually people tend to build a bit larger, and then it kind of shrinks when parts start to connect. But I had quite a small space, and some areas were quite crowded, and I couldn't really put the pieces where they should have been, but it doesn't really matter because I wouldn't have been able to put them in the correct spot anyway. And I'm so jealous of those that can do that. And that actually reminds me, like, if you are good at this puzzling method, have you ever tried to draw? Because this reminded me of drawing. You kind of train your eye for details and distances, and I think you could be quite good at drawing. I recommend that you try. But yeah, this was so much fun, and it was so satisfying when you had found the exact spot where the piece goes, and then you put it there and it connects with all the pieces around it, and that's just so magical. But the question is, did this method help me with the last pieces? Well, first of all, this was my very first try, so it's hard to say really anything, but I have to say that no. I wasn't that familiar with the sky and the darkest parts of these trees, so I don't know how could it even help with those. And what did help me with the last pieces was sorting by piece shape, especially when I noticed that the standard pieces were like some were horizontal and some were vertical, so it was really helpful to only look at those two categories. And yeah, that's when things started to click. So yeah, I will definitely try piece shape sorting the next time I'm stuck. So I thought I would try the shape sorting with this one. This is Mountain Train by Trefl, and I believe that there will be many opportunities to practice shape sorting. But I have done only children's puzzles by Trefl, so I have to make sure that these pieces really do have more than only one shape. And yes, this is looking very good already. There are many shapes. So yeah, I think I'll be good. So yeah, let's begin. This time I did something very unusual to me, so I only flipped without sorting anything. It was really difficult to just flip and nothing else. Usually I take separately at least the edge pieces. Then I got a bit too carried away with the sorting. For example, I took some sky pieces and steam cloud pieces, even though I didn't need them until much later. It was really difficult to stop sorting. The waterline seemed like an easy part to start from, and it really was. Those orangey rocks and orange train car really jumped at me, and the pieces fell into place really easily. The water was maybe my favorite part because there were different waves in different areas, and it was easy to see which way the pieces go. This fir tree on the right was my another favorite. It's totally different color than anything else. The black part of the train was quite tricky, mainly because I still refused to look at the reference image that much, which is very silly of me, I know. But luckily there were some lines and different textures, so I had something to work with. Then I did the pieces between the sky and the trees, and also the whole edge. But I have to admit that it was quite tricky to find all the edge pieces, because usually I take them separately at the same time when I flip the pieces. Then I try to do something here on the middle, but it doesn't really work, so I do the sky, and it was surprisingly easy and fun, thanks to all the clouds. But then I started to struggle. I didn't really know what to do, and everything kind of seemed the same to me. There were just rocks and fir trees everywhere. I sorted the steam cloud pieces by shape, but I still couldn't place any of them, so I did the blue parts of the mountain first, and it was basically gradient, so it was really fun to do. Here I do the steam part super quickly thanks to the sorted pieces. At first I tried to do the last pieces without sorting, but I'm so proud of myself that I sorted them in the end. Otherwise I don't believe I could have placed the last pieces in only 5 minutes, which I think is super fast. Oh wow, 1 hour and 47 minutes. That's quite good. That means that this is my third fastest 500-piece puzzle, right after Vintage Cookbooks and Maritime Flair. And oh wow, can you see that? This is the first time I notice that there is a driver in there. Cool. But yeah, I really wouldn't have believed that I would do this kind of image that fast, because this is photograph and a landscape, and I'm not that good at those. So I really think that sorting is the key, at least for me. So yay, now I feel like I have some hope. That's great. And yes, this is indeed missing one piece. I bought this puzzle from a thrift store, and yeah, that happens. But the piece quality was wonderful. So if I ever have a chance to buy a Trefl puzzle again, I will. This was super fun. So no success today, but maybe next time. I will keep on practicing. So thank you very much for watching and happy puzzling. See you. Bye bye.